Good afternoon and welcome to our cooking class. Today what we are virtual cooking class. Today we are going to do it a dish which is called in lobster thermidor. So to prepare our lobster thermidor, we will need some ingredients, which are of course the lobster cut by cubes, bottom mushroom, oyster mushroom, mozzarella cheese or Gruyere cheese if you have, Parmesan cheese. For the hollandaise sauce we will need some egg yolk, clarified butter, and lemon juice. Lemon juice is here. Of course, the seasoning, salt and pepper, some herbe Provence, right? Butter for cooking, olive oil for cooking, and chopped onion, right? So now what we're gonna do? We're gonna start first of all to saute our main ingredients, which are the mushroom, we add a bit olive oil, a bit of butter, okay. So I will make step by step, so we just don't confuse and we will not step over two different processes. And now what I'm going to do first of all, actually before I put my mushroom, I start to saute my onion. Okay. So once my oil will start to brown it or start to get golden brown, I will start to add my mushroom. One of the most important things when I cook my mushroom is to add the pinch of salt, because the water it will let release the water from the mushroom, and it will make faster your processing of cooking. So a pinch of salt at this stage. Of course, after I need to be able to balance all the flavor all together, right? Because there will not be just the mushroom, but we will add, of course, the lobster, and then I will add the cream. Side, I will make another saucepan, and this saucepan I will use actually to saute the oyster mushroom, which I will use mainly for decorating my dishes. Okay. At this stage, I will add a bit of olive oil, on this I will use just olive oil because I don't need to mix with the cream. Usually if I have to cook in some items with the cream, I will use just butter and a bit of olive oil, which will combine well with the cream. But since I will use my mushroom only for decoration, I will just simply use olive oil. mushroom, I prefer to keep some crunchiness. So in this case, I will add my the salt for this mushroom at the end. Which as well they're a little bit more delicate at the bottom mushroom. Okay, at this stage, I will add my lobster. One important step that actually we are not adding over here is to add, of course, white wine or a touch of brandy, and we are not doing that because basically just for the aspect of the Muslim country, and I'll show you also the alternative way that you can even as well avoid to use wine in this case. Okay, and again, if I want to actually give a little bit of touch of acidity over my dish, in this case I can then simply add a bit of drop of lemon juice. Okay, in this case we need to be careful for the seed, and I let them evaporate. After we are ready, I will keep it on the side. At this stage, when the protein already of the lobster meat start to already coagulate, I will just add the cream. Okay. And let them reduce. So one important ingredient that I didn't mention before, which I usually use to do my lobster thermidor, is a pinch of saffron. I use saffron, it's not an original recipe, but I use saffron physically because it's something that is give more value to your dishes, and we are doing something that is not really cheap because we are using lobster. And secondary one, because it gives a little bit of a spiciness that is pleasant on the palate. As well, of course, it will release a little bit of color. You will see that the sauce which I'm cooking is start to get a little bit yellowish. Saffron is one of the most expensive items that you can find in the kitchen. Saffron, it's we call it the gold of the kitchen, one of the goldest items on the kitchen. So now at this stage, of course, I will add a little bit more of salt, a little bit more of pepper. Okay. Once we are done, we add our cheese. There is different way to do this one. You can prepare your hollandaise, add your keep aside one part of the hollandaise, and after put some cheese on the hollandaise and mix it together and add again on the sauce, or do it just in this way. Okay. You see now start to get nice feel. Okay. Better to use Gruyere cheese, but with this we are also fine. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start to prepare my hollandaise. Okay. Well, we do something that is very easy to do it, because if you want to do your classic hollandaise, you should have like reduction of wine with the shallot, the peppercorns, bay leaves, and once it's a reduction, add a little bit of vinegar to give extra acidity, and then mix it to your egg yolk. But since we want to do something that is easy for you as well to do at home, we just use a drop of lemon juice, which help as well to cook the eggs. Okay. So in this case we need water, of course, which need to be boiling, or better to keep the not actually boiling but simmering, okay? Because the eggs start to coagulate already at 75 degrees. So now we'll add my egg yolk here. Okay. I will start to whisk. There. To break down if there is any white part. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do it, I will add a bit of lemon juice. A few drops of lemon juice. And then I will place it on the simmering water. It's a very delicate process because basically you should cook your egg without trying to scramble it. So consistently you just whisk the egg. One thing that you have to consider as well when you whip your egg yolk, since it contains a lot of fat, it will start to encapsulate some air. So the volume of your egg start to pop up. Okay, pop up. Sorry. As you can see now, my eggs, they're almost done. They start to look like almost like a zabayon. Of course, the difference in here that I don't use any sugar. It requires a bit of energy, yeah? Beautiful. Okay, we are almost done. We're almost there. Okay, we are there. I will place this one on a towel. Okay, and I will start to incorporate my clarified butter. For who doesn't know what is clarified butter, basically it's a butter which is being placed in a heat surface and keep it to the melted point, and after remove from the cream. This is also one very important process. The reason why it's important, I said it's important because if you put too much butter, the risk would be to break the sauce. So in this case, what you do, you take a part of your hollandaise, you whisk again your eggs, and the one of this which is broken, you incorporate again on the egg on the new egg yolk. Okay, so you can see what this is beautiful, huh? Amazing. So I will simply add a bit of salt to season, white pepper, okay, a drop of lemon juice to give extra acidity, because you don't want that you want to feel the overpowering the taste of the eggs. We are talking about only egg yolk, so, and we are not using any reduction, we are using just a simple lemon juice. So we'll add a little bit extra lemon juice to give extra acidity, and you don't feel that the sauce is just a flat fat egg sauce. Okay. Perfect. Now at this stage, what I'm gonna do? I have my shell lobster shell, which is there here. I will start to place it on the my lobster meat in the shell. To cook this lobster shell, basically what you do is the same shell that I'm using for the same lobster shell which I'm using for preparing my sauce. I just empty the lobster. I will cut by cubes, of course, the lobster, and as you can see before, and then the lobster I will put in the oven, just 170 degrees for around like 14 minutes, and to let's say activate the carotene and to change the color. As you can see, the lobster contains a lot of carotene, so basically once it starts to get heat, it will change the color itself, no? So, and of course, because I want to make sure that my food is placed on a safe lobster, right? If you eat lobster, a lobster which is raw, of course, you will have probably can risk to have some food poisoning, you know. So it's an important process, which is all for hygienic wise, safety wise, and also for cooking wise. So now what I'm gonna do, I will simply place this lobster inside the oven. Okay, it will take probably around 3-4 minutes just to start to caramelize, and after that I will place my actually what we can do, we can just simply put the lobster, okay, add a bit of Parmesan cheese, in this case here. So we cut one process in this case, huh? The process I used before is mainly for the restaurant, when I'm plating on the restaurant. But since we are cutting process, we just simply do everything go together. Okay? I will add my sauce. Beautiful. Okay. Oops. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it in the oven. I'm using now pizza oven, but it is more fast because the temperature is quite higher. And as well, I'm using something that is already hot to place on my lobster shell. But if I would use, if I would have chilled preparation, would be preferable to use the normal oven, because the temperature, you need something that is quite lower in this case. You don't want a temperature which is it's high temperature, because you want to make sure that the food inside as well is hot. Okay. Hopefully after we're not dropping down. After that probably will be, oh my god. This lobster is died 3 times. Don't have any questions so far?
Not yet.
There you go. You can feel the smell of the saffron, right?
Yeah.
So now what I'm doing, I simply place my lobster on the plate. And I will garnish with my mushroom, a bit of parsley, my lemon should be already over here, and some fennel, sliced fennel, okay, and the basil leaves. Bit olive oil, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed the view, and thank you for watching us. So hopefully see you soon, and have a nice evening. Thank you.